Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 92 of Inside the Vault, a Carolina Panthers podcast. I am your host, Ryan Smith, and tonight, pleasure to be joined by my co-host of my other podcast, Winning the Division, with former NFL tight end Ben Troupe alongside me here tonight as I'm here to recap Panthers 40-9 loss to the Buffalo Bills in Charlotte. Been the first loss of the season for the Carolina Panthers down in Charlotte. First home loss. Now 4-4 on the season. The Carolina Panthers are, and it was really Andy Dalton summed it up best at the podium. He said, didn't really give us a chance to win today. And Ben, as I kind of talk to the listeners, everyone out here who are Panther fans and Panther content creators. Here's what I've about this game. It was the James Cook show, as we know. 19 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, long as 64, which seemed like the run defense from 2024 is back, but at least for this game. But that's really not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Panthers side of things. You mentioned that on our earlier podcast, but winning the division earlier. I think Bryce Young not playing in this game showed the value that he had not playing in this game today. And then Dave Canales has single-handedly, in my opinion, kind of disrupted the Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard momentum by doing this whole you get a carry, a series, you get a series. And I think he's finally realizing that we need to go to the hot hand right now. That is Rico Dowdle. Chuba Hubbard might be getting a reduced role. And know that I don't think that everyone, that doesn't mean trade him. What that means is Dowdle is going to just get a lot more carries. And when he bursts off a 50-yard run, if he's tired, that's fine. Bring Chuba in. He's fresh. He's ready to go. And you got Chuba Hubbard going down your. So, thoughts on this game, Ben? As a casual observer, Ben is actually a Falcons fan, for those who may not know. So, no, but this is not a Falcons podcast. Thoughts on the Panthers and this setback to the Bills on Sunday?
I think this is more about what the Bills were trying to accomplish and less about what your Panthers weren't able to do. Andy Dalton, I mean, people think just because I play a lot of football, well, I haven't played a lot of football lately, and you thrust me into a team. The Bills are not the team to come off the bench for. I don't care who you are. And Andy Dalton is still a quality quarterback. He just didn't have it. He picked his worst day to have his worst day. That's what they say. You pick the worst time and the wrong team to have a bad day. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think the bigger issue is what you said about Dowdle and Chuba. What are we doing? Like, I got a quarterback, mid-30s, coming off the bench with a two-headed monster at the run game. The other team didn't mind unleashing their running game on you, did they? It's like I don't get sometimes, Smitty, with the Panthers when it comes to the decision-making. Certain things are black and white. I got a two-head. When Chuba got hurt, that's when Dowdle said, look, I want to establish myself as a two-headed monster. What did I see about a two-headed monster before? What is it? In Carolina, when they had Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo, it's like, no, they're not the same. They're not the second coming. But if you are the Panthers, I guarantee you go back to the meeting room and say, hey, we should have ran the ball more. Why? Well, it speeds the game up. It gives easier throws for Andy, and it gets our best players with the ball in their hand. I'm sorry, Ted is my best receiver or my most consistent. Xavier Legette / Jimmy Horn is probably my most explosive receivers, right? But I know what I got at running back, and I'm not giving them the ball. What does that do? That means I'm going into the game, I'm fresh, but I'm also confused. Because I'm like, what are we doing? Like, Coach Canales, I'm going to keep saying this. You came over from Tampa because of your play calling. Aggressive play calling. Creative play calling. Ahead of the change play calling. Keeping the defense on their heels play calling. Now, you're looking very vanilla. When's the last time somebody went to the store and got vanilla ice cream? Like, just, you know who you get vanilla ice cream for? For a little baby. You don't need them to have nothing more. We're going to get some ice cream. Okay, just get them vanilla. Why? Because it's simple. Every baby like vanilla ice cream. What would a grown man pick? Not vanilla. And if you're married and your wife came home with vanilla ice cream, Smitty, you like, why you just give me vanilla? Oh, you got it for the girls too? Oh, okay. This all they had? Did the ice cream man not the truck? I like Carolina. I like Carolina because I kept telling you, Smitty, sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I get it. I don't know what they told Bryce Young when he got hurt, but he was already on the bike last week. He wasn't going to play. because sometimes you have to protect Bryce from Bryce. That's not happening this week. This not happening for two things. One, Bryce is going to be ready to get back in. That'll be officially 2 weeks kind of since he got hurt.
Right.
And Andy, at this point, doesn't give you the best shot to win.
Nope.
Not saying that Andy Dalton ever did. I'm not saying he ever did even last year when Bryce got hurt and got benched. I mean, but if you are Carolina, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, who are we now? The Bills are going to make a lot. Now, they ain't going to make a lot of teams look like that, but they're going to make a lot of teams look like that, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I know it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating because I would tell you why you're frustrated, because you're trying to say, I'm trying to put 2 Sundays together. I can't compare nothing to nothing. Right. Like, they look nothing like 2 weeks ago. Correct. Nothing. And I think that's where the frustration comes from is I need the one thing. Listen, the words that come to mind are consistent and inconsistent. Good teams are consistent, and bad teams are inconsistent.
Yeah, they don't. That's the Panthers right now. They've won different ways this season. If you just look at the Panthers this year, I mean, okay, Jacksonville, week 1, rain delay. We're gonna toss that one out.
Yeah,
first week of the season, it happens. Arizona is the biggest bugaboo loss for the Panthers this season. Should have won that game, but Bryce spotted them 10 points. Can't do it. But again, that game, they should have, would have, could have won that game on that last drive. They came all the way back, recovered the onside kick, but alas, it did not happen. Worst loss of the season, in my opinion. If they go on a roll and they get kept out of the playoffs, the Arizona Cardinals loss is going to be why. The Falcons, we all know what happened there. Your Falcons, I won't drill on that. The Patriots, they didn't show up. And that game was obviously over after the special teams. And they just didn't show up that game. That's fine. Yeah. Have those stinkers every now and again. Miami, they digged another hole, but they were able to come back, and that showed guts.
Carolina. It took Carolina a little time to wake up against Miami. They said, "Dude, we're a better team than them." What? We are a better team than Miami.
Dallas was a shootout.
Yeah,
Bryce came back, was able to go toe-to-toe with Dak Prescott and control the game, and Rico show versus the Dolphins and Cowboys. And then the Jets, it was a defensive game where Bryce got injured, left the game, and the defense kind of had to carry the Panthers a little bit. And so really, they've won so many different ways this season, but like you said, it's the inconsistency not being consistent. Can Carolina put that together on a week-to-week basis? I mean, Carolina is a run-first team. They're going to run the rock with Rico Dowdle, run the rock with Chuba Hubbard, play action pass, Bryce being that game manager. Tom Brady was a game manager, as we all know. Nothing wrong with that. Plenty of quarterbacks are game managers. And I think at this point, Panther fans just need to let go, myself included, need to let go. Bryce is never and was never going to be a Josh Allen, a Cam Newton type quarterback. That was never.
No.
And I'm not saying. I'm not saying everybody says that was going to happen, but I think it's we traded up for the number 1 overall pick. He's got to play like a number 1 overall pick. 3 years later, that's not happening. Yes, we know that. We've got to take the L on that as far as that concerns. Bryce is not playing like a number 1 overall pick. Right now, 3 years into his career, consistently. We have to wear that. He was not worth what the Carolina Panthers traded up for him. However, he is a good game manager quarterback, and Ben, you and I disagree on this, I think, but I think he can be top 15 in the NFL. I don't know if he'll ever be top 10. Obviously, probably not top 5 either. I think he can be consistently top 15. But I don't know, even on Bryce's best day, if he can be higher than that.
I disagree, and here's why. I disagree.
I told you we would.
No, here's why. We don't judge. If we could just judge Bryce for what Bryce does, he got a shot to be good. But it's like you say, we can't help but group him with the other number 1 overall picks. Well, what does the number 1 overall pick mean? That means I was considered the best player in college the year before, and I'm going to the worst team in the NFL. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm not. When people say, "Hey man, so you telling me a quarterback to get drafted like in the 20s?" They're going to a pretty good team. Hello.
Yeah.
So when you start talking about Bryce is saying, "Look, man, Bryce, you're the centerpiece, but we got to add pieces around you," and they are slowly but surely. Xavier Legette. Xavier Leggett don't look like Ted McMillan does. Xavier Leggett is a year two. Now, sometimes he does. Like, what they do with Carolina is they show flashes. They show flashes of brilliance, right? But it's not consistent. And I think the thing is, if all the receivers had Ted McMillan's consistency, he's gonna get open for you every single game. You know what? Because that's what he did in college. Yeah. I just learned how to be consistent. What do you mean? Well, I don't want to be known for I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What are you known for? Getting open. What? Just getting open. I ain't gonna have a lot of yak. Like, I'm not finna run by guys, but I never had to. And to let people know why that's not the biggest thing, Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best receivers of all time, arguably the second best receiver of all time, you're talking about statistically. Before Kurt Warner got to Arizona, he wasn't running by guys. He wasn't getting a lot of yak. I want you to catch the ball consistently. I want you to get. So when you talk about Leggett, when you talk about Jimmy Horn, right? When you talk about, all these different guys, Hunter Renfrow and all of them, y'all got to get open consistently. And when we start getting open consistently, then we'll say, okay, now that we know they're gonna get open, now let's go short, the intermediate, the deep. That's a passing game. We're gonna do short, we can do a quick game, we can do the screen game. Now we got guys getting open. Now Dowdle and Chuba, they don't got to be the offense. Because what nobody's saying is, hey, dude, outside of Ted and guys getting open in the red zone is cool, but dude, you got to get open between the 20s. So yes, Coach Canales got a lot on his plate. People saying is Myles Garrett the runaway defensive player of the year? No, Derek Brown is in that conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah, talk about it. I can say it, but coming from a non-Panthers content creator.
No. Derek Brown is.
Talk about it.
Derek Brown to me should always get more love than a Myles Garrett because of where he plays and how he plays. I'm an interior defensive lineman. I am getting double team, sometimes triple team. I'm getting that guard and that center every time. Sometimes I'm getting both guards and the center. And Derek Brown is making plays. He's doing it consistently. No, a defensive tackle is not going to have 5 sacks in a game. But look at the impact. Brian Ballinger, just go watch. Just go to X, go to Brian Ballinger, and just look at the way he breaks down and what Derek Brown is really doing to other professional athletes, what he's doing to them. He's making them look very normal. And I will say this about Carolina. The first 8 games of the year, they're figuring things out. Now, You got 9. Think about this. You got 9 games left. That's how long the season is now. You got 9 games left. Carolina is either going to make it up in their mind, hey, listen, we ain't competing for 3rd and 4th. We ain't doing that. We coming for number 1 spot. It has the reason why, like I say, Smitty, on our show, Win the Division, it goes back to when I played. When coaches say you build your team to either be the best team in the division or to beat them. For Carolina, they're putting a team together to beat Tampa. That's no disrespect to the Saints. That's no disrespect to my Falcons. We're like, sorry, dude. Like, we got our eyes. Think about this. We tried to catch number 1. Nothing against y'all. But I think what you saw on Sunday is a team like Buffalo knows, hey, man, we supposed to dominate a team like Carolina until Carolina says no more.
Right.
Why do I say that? Mike Vrabel just got to New England, and he said, look, dude, we got to be able to beat the Bills. Because almost beating them, that's what Miami does. They come up short, but, oh, yeah, we had a good game. They lose, right? The Jets are the Jets. And I just think that for y'all, it was. I don't use the word embarrassing on Sunday. It was humbling. That was a humbling loss.
It was a reality check.
But I do think y'all got that bounce back in y'all. And like I said, not that Bryce gonna say this, but Bryce said, "How you like me now? Oh, y'all love me now?" Because I be trying to tell you, Smitty, if my quarterback puts me in a position to win. Listen, if y'all down by 4 and y'all need a touchdown with like a minute and something left, I said, Bryce, go, now let me show y'all what I do. Because Bryce does not have a lot of career wins in the National Football League. But guess what? It's about what you're doing now. And I think for him, he saw when he sat back and watched, he said, okay, man, I see, not that he hasn't, I see what y'all need me to, I see what y'all want, what y'all need from me. Not what y'all want from me, what y'all need from me. And I would just say this to Bryce, just don't take sacks. Because sometimes, Bryce, you got to throw it away. That guy ain't came open up quick enough. You got to throw it away
Yeah.
because they want to hit you because you ain't no big guy. They want to say, hey man, if we get think about this. If we get him out the game, look at what the backup looks like. Like we want to go up against Andy Dalton. That Bryce Young dude, that number 9 man, he pretty solid. So
Yeah.
it was rough, but I think if you look at the whole thing, Smitty, it's what Buffalo had to do. It's what y'all could ill afford to do or didn't want to do. But now, Coach Canales, just like when you benched Bryce last year, how you responded? How do you respond? How does a team respond? Because what? You beat the Jets, you lost to the Bills, you got to go up against the Dolphins. No, you beat the Dolphins.
We're in Lambeau this week against Green Bay, and so that's the next game. And then obviously the Packers coming off Sunday Night Football, technically on a short week.
Listen, you got to know this. Like we always say, the question is this: can they be beat? If the answer is yes, then we how. You say we can't beat them? Well, that's a total. Can Green Bay get beat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can Green Bay be beat? If they pass and they help like us, for Carolina, you need a statement win against a statement team. I need a team that is at the tops or right there at the top of their division. So people go, hey, dude, you want people to say, did you see Carolina?
Dallas is the win right now, and obviously that's a good win.
It is
great, but a good win.
Green Bay. It's like this. One of my favorite movies of all time is Predator. With the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said something in the movie, when they realized what they was up against. And he said, if it can bleed, we can kill it. It's like they was looking at what they was up against, like, do that thing come to us? Yeah, well, now that I know it has a weakness, I gotta exploit it. That's all football is. If you're Carolina, you saying, look, man, we are the hunted. What did my grandfather say? Until the lion learns how to hunt, they only gonna write stories about the hunter.
Yeah.
So I like y'all chances, Smitty. And the reason why I know y'all can do it because I'm a Falcons fan. Like I know until I settle in on a quarterback, it's always gonna be doubt. Well, guess what? They doubted Matt Ryan. They doubted Cam.
Yeah.
But Cam still ran out there. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm not going back to the Super Bowl, but if I had to, y'all win the Super Bowl if Cam is Cam in 2015. Because just like I know, Smitty, in that Super Bowl, why wasn't Cam running like he ran during that year? During the year, Cam was in the Super Bowl. He's for what? That's 250.
Yeah, let's not rehash that. Let's not rehash.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Anyway, and really quick, as we wind down, Packers Panthers preview will be Wednesday night here on Inside the Vault. Packers content creator coming on here for you guys as we'll preview Panther Packers in Lambeau Field coming up on Sunday at 1:00. We talked about this on winning the division, Ben, when we hit the Panthers game versus the Bills. Canales said something today in his press conference about, I think maybe leaning towards Rico Dowdle more going forward, and then Chuba Hubbard going to have a reduced carry. So many people want to have a David Montgomery, Jamar Gibbs situation, kind of like Detroit has, and people want to copy that. Can Carolina do something like that with Hugh Hubbard and Rico? The answer is I don't think is possible because they're both running backs that get better the more you feed them. So what is the situation in Carolina? Is it Rico Dowdle? Is it Chuba Hubbard just slightly less? Is it a reduced role? What does that look like in Carolina going forward? Because right now this series series is not working.
I think you can do it. And I think the thing is, if you are Coach Canales, I'm like, Luke, don't say it's got to be 1 series, 2 series. Go with the hot hand. The one thing that people don't want to talk about Montgomery and Gibbs is they're not selfish. They don't. It's not whoever got the high hand got the high hand. But then I said, like, I would have to sit down, do something, do the same thing you did when you was gonna bench Bryce. You told Bryce probably, but you spoke to him and Andy. Why did you do that? because I respect them. You respect these dudes, right? Go sit down and talk to them. Hey, man, look. You obviously the guy that we gave a big contract to in the offseason a couple of years back. You obviously got in his absence showed what you're capable of. So this is what we're gonna do. Because guess what they are, Smitty? They're pros.
Yep.
Tell them what you're gonna do, and because guess what? If it don't work, we try something else.
Right.
But 20 carries with those type of backs, come on, together, come on.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that bothers me. It's like 20 carries. Like, come on, man. Like, have a plan. Like, the better the run game is, passing lanes open up. Because them safeties got to get closer and closer. Oh, now it's one-on-one with Ted. Now it's one-on-one with Xavier. Now it's one-on-one. Oh, your boy was doing this. Wasn't that Coker?
Jalen Coker, absolutely. Yeah, he much better in this game.
Jalen made and I think the thing about it is, Smitty, y'all got some good problems. That's what y'all got 2 running backs. Most teams were on 1. Y'all got essentially 2 quarterbacks, even though you know who the number 1 is. You got a solid number 1 receiver, Ted McMillan. You got Xavier Legette who can still do something. You got Hunter Renfrow, you got Jalen Coker, you got Trumbull. Y'all got the horses. Take them out the stable. Quit. I don't want to see a horse in the stable eating hay. Said this guy right here. Put him on the sideline. Because I want to see it. And I think for Coach Canales, I'm not a coach and I get it, but I'm like, dude, just be aggressive with your play calling. Push the ball down the field. Get Chuba and Rico in space. Because, I mean, what do in space mean? Jonathan Taylor had a touchdown this weekend. He just ran in motion. They just pitched the ball to him like a jet sweep. He took it. Why? My goal is to keep. And here's the thing: why we got Rico and Chuba in the game at the same time? What? Oh, now
happened one time. One time.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
They even did the Wildcat with Rico Dowdle one time as well. It's not like they knew that was coming.
Listen, how about we do the Wildcat and we go left and we let Chuba come back? Let them boys have fun with each other. To have 2 running backs, D'Angelo and Jonathan Stewart. They loved each other because they benefited from each other.
Correct.
All benefited. We don't look the same. We ain't built the same. Jonathan was much bigger than D'Angelo. You know, it's one from Oregon, one from Memphis. I don't get why we don't take advantage of these opportunities. Listen, you had CJ2K and Lindell White. You had D'Angelo Williams. You had Jonathan Stewart. You had Maurice Jones Jr. You had Fred Taylor. Now you got Rico and you got Chuba. What are we doing? Oh, man, Chuba's on the sideline like this. Oh, Chuba, you come in next year. We're adults. We're pros. Give us a plan. Let us work the plan. Because if it works against Green Bay, it works against everybody.
Yeah.
I think you try to come up with, especially with you don't want Bryce coming off an injury sitting in the pocket all freaking night.
That's true.
Hand the freaking ball off, man.
Yeah. Yep. At the end of the day, this was a reality check for the Carolina Panthers. And Ben, most Panther fans, including myself and content creators alike, 4-4 through 8 games. 500 football. The Panthers want to be playing relevant football. Relevant football this time of the year. That is what the Panther fans want. If I told you the Panthers finished with 8 wins, 9 wins, no playoffs, but we're better.
Trending
all the way up. All the way up. I think if you talk to most Panther fans this year, playoffs don't have to happen. Can it be? I mean, playoffs, you're ahead of schedule at that point.
Yes.
But if it doesn't happen, 8 wins, 9 wins, heck, 7-10 wouldn't be great. But if you showed really well and you had a couple impressive wins down the stretch, obviously that's better. Still 2 wins better than last year. I think Panther fans just want to be above 5 wins this year because that was what last year's total was 5. At the end of the day, this was a reality check, but we're still 4-4, and we go to Lambeau with a huge game. Going to get Bryce back potentially this week. And then follow that game up against the Saints. So, you know, you've got some winnable, and the Falcons are the next 3 games. So you've got winnable games coming up here.
Yeah,
and then, you're going to have those games.
Yeah, but you just said something too. I don't want you to. You won 5 games last year. You're already 4-4 after 8 games this year. With confidence going to Green Bay. Think about what you're saying. You and I say, oh, God, we got Green Bay. You said, no, we got Green Bay. They're coming off a big win against Pittsburgh. But that's what winning does. Like, it's one thing to lose, and we know the Titans, you already know what's going to happen. Unless People say, like, well, they beat Arizona. Yeah, and Arizona also had the game-winning pick, and the boy just fell on the ground, and the ball popped out, and they ended up getting in. Anyway, that game was crazy.
Yeah.
If you are Carolina, what you can rest on is this. Listen, this is when you know the tide is turning. When you say, "Man, we just had a bad game against the Bills." You didn't say we were going to beat the Bills, but we had a bad game. Just if this is 2024, you like, yep, just like last week. Oh, yep, just like the week before. No, they every game they've won was different, and every game they lost looked different. They have not won or lost the same all year. That's a different team, which is what you want. Now, you take the first 8 games, throw them away. Now it's about the next 9 because all the pressure. Any team that's went to the playoffs last year or trending to the playoffs this year, all the pressure is on them. So Carolina said, do all the pressure on Green Bay. You really think Green Bay want to win against Pittsburgh and lose against us? Let's put pressure on. Let's show them how good Derek Brown really is. Let's show them how good this run game really is. Let's show them how we can protect Bryce. Let's see if they top receiver can get open on JC. Little stuff like that. Let's be aggressive and come out the game and say, hey, dude, is that what aggressive football looks like? No, that's what it feels like. That's what it is. Aggressive means we aggressive on defense, offense, special team. We're going to put pressure on Jordan Love. Because here's the thing about Jordan Love. Jordan Love got that craziness in him too. He got that, what was that in him too? He'll do some crazy stuff too. All good quarterbacks or great quarterbacks do play, have some games. You go do what was that? Patrick Mahomes do it, Lamar Jackson to do it, Justin Herbert to do it, Joe Burrow to do it. So I think make Jordan Love have a what was that moment? What was that game?
Yep.
Because once again, if it's going to the fourth quarter, either y'all up or y'all in contention, they like, hey, what's going on? Is Carolina right? Nah, this ain't 2024.
Yep.
So I mean, y'all 4-4. You know how many teams would love to be at 500, Smitty, and they get with it.
The Browns, the Titans, the Saints, all those teams would love to be in the 500 position. But
Legit.
at the end of the day, Josh Allen, didn't have the best game, obviously, but it was really a James Cook show. That's all they needed to do, and obviously, again, this was. I'm not overreacting. At the end of the day, it was a reality check for this Carolina Panthers team. They need to go back to stopping the run next week. And they need to go back to running the football, which they weren't bad this week, just they weren't as good. And so if they can, and they're not turning over the ball. So if they can do those three things against the Packers, I think they've got a shot. But this is Inside the Vault, episode number 92, Panthers Bills recap, and a little look ahead to the Packers-Panthers on Sunday. Again, we'll be back on Wednesday for a full Packers-Panthers preview with our special guest from Green Bay. This is Ryan Smith for Ben Troupe. I'm Ryan Smith, Inside the Vault, episode 92. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and we'll see you next time.